WOD Brief for Monday, April 20th. This is our second week of our new leg cycle. We're going to cover it briefly here, but if you didn't get to it last week or you didn't see the video last week, go ahead and flip back to last Tuesday, the 14th, because I'm going to cover it much more in depth in that video than we will here today. This will just be kind of a little refresher, okay? Let's start off with our warm-up. We've got 5 different moves in the warm-up today that are just going to break down some hip mobility and get your glutes firing and stuff like that, and then a little 3-rounder. So to start, we're going to do some cat-cow. We did this last week, felt great. What we're really concentrating here on is just opening up that midsection and really trying to pull the belly button to the spine. We're going to do 10 of those. And then while we're down here in the quadruped position, we're going to get a little hip circling going on. So we're going to take one leg and you're just going to make a circle with that leg. Again, just get the hip flexors. Flexibility a little bit here, but also gets you nice and warm. Switch directions. Ooh, that burns actually. And then we'll do 10 on the other leg, all right? Once again, staying on the floor, we're gonna do some clamshells, classic. So all we're looking to do is kind of try to lift the hips up by pressing this knee into the ground. And then if you can also pick that hip up nice and high, we're gonna come up and back down. So your knees open like a clamshell. I hope that you can hear that on the camera. Was that loud? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So what that's going to do is really turn on your side glute muscles. Another thing that you can do, not everybody has these at home. Actually, I think mine is within sight. But if you have a band or a hip circle, instead of the clamshells, you could do something like this, which is a banded lateral walk. Again, just looking to spread the knees apart to get your side glute muscles firing. Then we're going to do 10 of a glute bridge. This is something we've been doing a lot of lately, so you should be familiar with it. Drive the heels in, squeeze the hips nice and high, bring them back down. Up, bring them back down. And then finally, staying on the ground here, we're going to do a plank, and we're going to do 10 leg lifts. So we're just going to do 5 on each leg. We're going to hold it for a second or two at the top, but we want to stay nice and low with your hips. Lift, down, lift, down. Or you go on the forearms, lift, down, lift, down. So that's all to be done nice and slow, 10 reps of each. Then we should be ready to start getting into some more active stuff. So the more active stuff, 3 rounds. 6 squats with a pause. Hang out at the bottom. Squirm around if you need to. 6 reverse lunges. Since we're getting into our plyo lunges today, that's 6 total. 6 good mornings. So for here, you can either put your hands on your chest. If you've got good flexibility, hands behind your head. You're going to hinge over like you're doing a deadlift and squeeze your butt. Hinge over. Squeeze your butt. And then, just for good measure, 6 sit-ups of whatever kind you want. Okay, 3 rounds, 6 squats, 6 lunges, 6 good mornings, 6 sit-ups. After that, we should be nice and heated up and ready to go onto our part 1. As I mentioned before, this is week 2 of our leg cycle. So for this one, what we're looking to do is we're going to do movement A first. That is the plyo lunge. So that's 3 to 6 reps. Make sure I don't hit my head. 3 to 6 reps of a lunge. You're going to hold for 3 seconds at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to jump as high as I can and switch legs. 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Okay, now on that bottom pause, you don't want to be fully hanging out. Keep some tension. 3 sets, 3 to 6 reps on each leg. Then, moving into the Cossack squat, which is going to be going to one side. We're going to hold again at the bottom here. 3, 2, 1, and then switch sides. If you can stay low, that's great. Here, and switch sides. We're pausing at the bottom of each one. Okay, that's the leg cycle. 3 sets of the jump lunge, 3 sets of the Cossack squat. Okay, let's move on to part 2 because we got some new stuff in here today. 10-minute AMRAP of 20 deadlifts, Okay, that's going to be using any odd object you have in your home. 20 hang, split, snatch. Go over that in a moment. 20 sit-ups. So that's 20, 20, 20 for 10 minutes in a row. And then after that, we're going to take a 2-minute rest and we're going to do some couch stretch for mobility, okay? The first movement, deadlift. This can be any kind of deadlift that you'd like, whatever works for you. You could do single arm and trade off your reps. You could do both hands holding one object this way. That also works obviously with a kettlebell or a weight plate. You could also use a med ball. Just looking to keep a nice flat back in this position. Knees are bent, but not as much as in a squat. And stand. 20 deadlifts, 20 hang, split snatch. This one's tricky. So, a hang snatch is going to be taking any weighted object that you have, and you're just going to go from a hang position, meaning not on the ground. So this is a hang, this is a hang, this is the hang, anything that where the dumbbell is hanging, and I'm going to pop it over my head in one motion. That's a hang snatch. What we're going to do is we're going to add the split from the split jerk. So this is going to take some coordination, but it's also going to help you get back into a little bit of your Oli. So from here, I'm going to do my hang snatch, and I'm going to split my feet like I'm doing a split jerk. Here, reset, bring it down. Split, reset, bring it down. Now if you're like me, and you only train your split with your same foot going forward, it's going to be a nice challenge when you switch legs and you have to split with the other leg forward. Split, return.
It should be opposite leg forward always?
Opposite leg, opposite arm. Great question. So that is the dumbbell split snatch, hang split snatch. If that's too complicated for you and you just don't want to mess around with it, feel free to just do any kind of hang snatch will do. Go here or here, as long as you pop it overhead in one motion. The sit-up is the sit-up. We all know sit-ups. Rest 2 minutes, and then we're going to spend 3 minutes on each leg in a nice couch stretch. We've been getting a lot of requests for more mobility work going on in classes, so, oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. That was hard. This is going to be fun. That's all. That's all I got for you. Have a good time. Enjoy your workout.